Dennis Walker Award, Roll Star, rank finally breaks. This is Custa News Network. Alright, first story of the week. It happened. The Dennis Walker Award has been received, and it was actually by me, of all things. Who would have thought? Big shout outs to everyone who made this happen. It's an incredible honor to actually receive this award. It means so much to me. I knew Dennis, pretty well. I talked to him a bunch of times. We'd hung out a couple of times. But this award as a whole for the league means so much, adding positivity to the entire league, to the community, all that, giving back. So for me to be, nominated and then on top of that actually voted for means so much. Big shout outs to everyone that sort of, made this happen, and big shout outs to all the players that sort of had such a positive influence this season. We're always trying out here. We're trying to compete, but our ability to just sort of give back and add positivity and just, have a good time is more important than anything else. When Kriv is doing this video, I'm standing behind the stage. I didn't realize Kriv and Indy did a video. And I'm standing there and I'm like watching it from behind the scenes. Like, you're gonna go up in like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, don't cry. This is gonna be fine. So yeah, it meant a lot that these guys, said such kind things about me, and sort of coming up to having that like respect from your peers and like seeing it in video form is just, it's a lot. So big shout out to those guys. I really appreciate it. Introducing the 2019 Roll Stars. So essentially what it is Blizzard had a voting system for essentially every player in their role, and people voted on these kind of things. So what happened is we have 4 DPS, 4 tanks, and 4 supports that essentially embodied the best player in their role for this season in, whichever meta it was. So, we have Sinatra on Zaya, we have, Corey on his Hanzo. So whenever people sort of like really shined within their roles. So they did manage to put in one Babbo. So we found him in the list of supports. So big shout outs to Kriv getting voted for the Roll Stars. He was an amazing player this year, popped off at some crazy times. #1 in sleeps per 10 minutes. Is anybody really surprised? So congratulations to you, Kriv, and congratulations to everyone else that also made the list. Do we want to watch the Roll Star video?
Hello everyone, nice to meet you. I'm fine. Thank you for voting me, everyone, and appreciate it. And I will keep working really hard next year. My name is Karif, so I can carry it next year too.
The carry of...
So keep sub to me, and thank you for...
Give sub to me. And sub to Kriv. So... Congrats, Kriv. So, quick tidbit that happened. So, Classic WoW did release last week. We had Jeff Kaplan, our very own, talking about it. He was part of the dev team that was designing World of Warcraft back in 2002. I was tearing it up in the kindergarten at the ripe age of 9 around that time. So he was killing it. It's actually interesting. He told a story about some of the things that he did within World of Warcraft Classic back in the day. He was the one and only Green Hills of Stranglethorn, the pages that you have to collect. I'm sure anyone who's ever been to Stranglethorn Vale knows what that quest is. So that's my favorite quest because it gives a buttload of XP. So big shout out to you, Jeff, really helping us out. Amazing little tidbit of history for you guys there, going back before Overwatch, so much love. Did I say kindergarten? Wait, I said I was... Did I say... I was meant to say playground. Did I say playground or kindergarten? You said kindergarten. So I was 9-year-old in kindergarten? Alright. So, I realized in that segment that I said I was in kindergarten. I was actually in primary school, okay? I didn't get held back 4 years in kindergarten. I didn't fail kindergarten. I am a responsible adult who made it through primary school, okay? I take it back, I misspoke. Okay, no memes allowed. Alright, on to the fan comments section of the week. We have Laurie J with the first question. Come on, Custa. The Valiant aren't the anime team that wins at the last moment. You're the 80s action movie boys that lose to the bad guys, setting you up to an intense training montage to come back and reclaim the title that was rightfully yours anyway. Way better. That's true. We're essentially Rocky now. So this is where we cue the Rocky theme. We get into off season, we grind out hard, and then next season we come back and we win the whole thing. Starting now. Okay. I don't know how the rest of it goes, but... Next comment, we have Kili Ariada with that Brigitte doll wants to eat my soul. Yeah, we have sacrificed many to the Brigitte, but she still stands strong in our hearts. We have Nasir Latif with, what do you believe is the best team comp for Sigma? Also, congratulations on receiving the Dennis Walker Award. You truly deserve it. Yeah, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Your support goes a long way. With the Sigma thing, I don't know, it was really interesting to see how a lot of people did it. We saw a lot of main tanks playing Sigma, with the off tanks playing Orisa. We saw some Orisa, we saw some Sigma and Xayah. It was really all over the place. It was really all over the place. So it'll be really interesting to see how the meta sort of stabilizes over the next month. You know, first week, everyone really only had a week to sort of work this out. So I'm sure we'll see some more meta sort of stabilize as time goes on. We got 4 days worth of matches this weekend, which is going to be a lot of fun. So we'll find out. We got Wicked Turtle. I had an amazing time at Kit Kat Rivalry Weekend, despite getting dunked. Feels bad, man. Thank you to Valiant for a memorable weekend. We go again next season. We definitely go again. Thank you for coming out. It was actually an amazing event. I'm sorry you got dunked. We tried our very, very hardest to win that match. Unfortunately, just didn't come through. But thanks for coming out and thank you for all your support. We have Mikazuki Munichika says, hey Custa, raisins or no raisins? This is definitely a no raisins kind of area. Raisins are okay at times, but you know, for the most part, keep them away from me as much as you can. Does anyone actually like raisins? No? Yeah. We have a general consensus that raisins are bad. I'm sorry, from us all at the crew of CNN. Aussie Nick 01 with Cussy, you forgot to mention the Australian Contenders Grand Finals are happening this weekend. Also, it's about Melbourne Order now and not the Sydney Drop Bears. Yeah, so they did have the Australian Contenders Grand Final this weekend. Order did have a clean 4-0 to win the series. Shout outs to them. I know a couple of those guys, so they're working really hard. Hopefully we get to see some of them in the Australian World Cup team popping off. Hopefully get more of them up here in North America, playing some contenders and playing in the Overwatch League. That would be awesome. So big shouts to them. And we have Sparkwolf with No You Hate to See It segment. You hate to see it. Don't worry. We got a new You Hate to See It coming up. There wasn't really much of a You Hate to See It last week, so we're just sort of rolling it out. You know, just you got to keep it fresh. You know, Overwatch League's trying to take our content, so we're just sort of giving them a chance here and there to sort of trump our content. On that note, You Hate to See It is coming on this week, and I think we all know what it is. Blizzard has had Struggle Town, Destination Them. I don't know what the hell I just said. Essentially what happened is competitive had a nightmare. So the beta ended for the competitive role queue and it was released into normal queues. What happened though was it was essentially a role reset, an MMR reset. So everyone was playing with everybody. We had Troy Oben, arguably one of the best off tanks in the world right now, says he placed in gold. So don't worry, all you gold players that have been saying that you really are one of the best players in the world, you might be, because Troy is with you guys. So who really knows what's going on right now? They ended up taking down competitive mode this week for a short amount of time while they tried to fix this, SR reset problem. It is back up, but it is back in beta. So we don't have the official competitive role queue coming out. So they're still trying to work out some kinks in the system. Obviously, rank going down is never a good thing. Where are people going to lose their SR and tilt and throw their salt around? So you hate to see it, but it will be back up sometime soon. And hopefully the system works as intended. I actually want to know what you guys think. Do you guys want an SR reset in the game? Obviously we had a sneak peek of it. We had the pros hitting golds. Do you guys really want this, or do you guys think it would be bad for the game? Obviously better in the long term, but in the short term, do you guys really want to be playing with Choi Hyobin in gold? Let me know what you think. Something weird, kind of a second you hate to see it this week, was Numbani creates more problems. Who really knows what's been going on with Numbani this last year? First we had it sort of not showing up in ranked anymore, just disappearing from everything. Then we had this happen in the league. In the match between Fusion and Shanghai, it was actually really interesting. They had 3 maps in the pool for the hybrids, Numbani, Eichenwald, and Kings Row, I think it was. But they couldn't pick they couldn't pick Numbani for some reason. So they ended up having to break their own rules. Teams got to choose the same map. We saw the same map get played twice in the same series, which was very interesting. So who really knows what's going on there? Hopefully Overwatch League gets a fix. I'm sure they will. Breaking its own rules, so that means I'm allowed to break the rules, right? I'm doing a shoey on stage next time. You can't stop me, Jeff. You guys did this, so I'm allowed to do this. So, we have the play-ins done. Everyone's got their playoff brackets set. This is mine. So I did these halfway through last week before the play-ins happened. So let's see what we had. So we had the play-ins up here. I had Charge taking down the Hunters, which was true. So they went on to play Soul. But the weird one was Soul dismantled the Charge. They really looked really strong. They really knew what they were doing. I wasn't expecting Soul to be this good. So we were sort of going off of blind picks because of what happened in Stage 4. But Soul looks like they're doing a lot better this season. So they took down the Charge. So my bracket is already stuffed. So I'm a little bummed. We also had Fusion take on Dragons, and I thought Fusion were going to pull it through in this meta, but unfortunately, Dragons, showing that they're a team to be reckoned with, they won and then went on to play Spitfire, a team that a lot of people have been hyping up to be really good in this meta. But that was, I'm not sure if you watched it, the most ridiculous match ever. I think it went to map 8 of all things. First one ever in Overwatch League history, so that was awesome to watch. If you haven't gone, check out that VOD, check it out now. So, my thing is already in the trash, but we can sort of work this through. It wasn't that big of a difference. The main one that we have is that Soul is in instead of Charge down here. So, up here, sorry. So we have Titans playing Soul up here. I think the Titans are going to take it over Soul, but I think it's going to be close. I think Soul have been looking really good. Who really knows what's going on in this meta? I think Spark beat the Gladiators. I got Spitfire to beat New York, and I got Shock to beat the Rain. I think those are pretty standard picks. But who really knows? We got a meta change. We got Sigma in his toes coming and stomping on everything. So we'll see. I'm going to give it to Shock to beat Spitfire. I think Shock is still going to be one of the strongest teams in this meta. And I'm going to actually put Spark over Titans. My bracket, the difference is I think I got Spark going deep. I haven't put them in the grand finals here. I got the Spark losing to Shock. And then I got them beating Titans in the losers bracket finals to go play Shock in the grand finals. And then Shock takes it again. So that's sort of where I'm putting everything right now. Obviously it's a little all over the place, who really knows, but I'm really looking forward to matches start this weekend, so make sure you go check those out. So that is it for this week's CNN. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna leave you with some Sigma toes that Overwatch League put on the stream this this week, so I don't know how I feel about this. This seems very leaning into the meme, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna be back next week. We're gonna see all the amazing matches that happened this weekend, and we can talk about those next week. So make sure you're tuning in. Thank you for likes, subscribes, comments. Let me know what you think about the roll queue, as I said, and the SR reset. Once again, this is all your fault. Sub to crib. Yeah, sub to crib. Hashtag sub to crib.